how they say you do things long enough and you develop more experience and you get better at it. Well, this chicken stock has got a beautiful translucent color. So, what did I do differently? Not much, just added one small onion only, and just one piece of celery. I just didn't overload it, just let the chicken itself just boil the chicken down. Actually simmered it. I just allowed it to come to a boil initially and then turned it down and did not allow it to boil at all for the rest of the time. So, batch number 1, I bought 3 batches. I bought 3 packages of bone carcasses, chicken carcasses. So this is the first batch, and it's going into the canner, and I will set up batch number 2, and just that's what I'll do until I've got all 3 of them done and canned. And yes, I leave this overnight, just barely simmering, and it's beautiful. Okay, first 9 are out of the canner, and they are cooling, and they will be washed and put away soon. Now, the one thing I do to prevent an exorbitant amount of siphoning, and it does tend to occur with items where there's a little more grease than you normally would have in other food sources, and chicken stock can have an exceptional amount of grease in it, especially if you can it right away without putting it in the refrigerator and removing the grease from the top. So what I do to not totally eliminate but prevent 90% of my siphoning is just leave it in the canner to cool for a while, not just 5 or 10 minutes, but I crack the lid open as soon as the pressure has gone down, but leave the lid on, and then maybe within half an hour I will move the lid off to the side so it cools a little bit more, and eventually I just take the lid off and leave the jars in the canner, and I find that they seal fine, and they cool down a lot slower, and you eliminate 90% of the siphoning issues that you have. Anyway, that's just a tip for anyone who's interested. So I've got batch number 2 getting ready, and I have 3 batches that I bought that I'm going to do, and you know, just keep it going. Do one batch, take one out, put another one on, and hopefully I won't have to do that after the 3rd for another month. Okay. I have also started another batch of bread. So the first bit is mixed up, and I have soaked my raisins in water this time, and I'm going to add, hopefully this should help them to stick to the dough, but I'm going to do something a little bit different as well, and I'm going to add a bit more sugar. I find that yeah, I like my raisin bread sweet, so we'll see how that turns out. Once again, continually experimenting until I find something that I really like. Okay, so here we are. I got preoccupied and let my bread rise for way too long, but that's not going to hurt anything. So anyway, let's get this split in 2 so that we can turn one of them into a raisin bread and the other one into a plain loaf. And here's my raisins all soaked. Maybe 3rd time's the charm. Let's see if that's true. Okay. Okay. No point in wasting any of this dough. All right. Okay. Let's see, what have we got here? Gonna do, once again, hopefully one slightly bigger than the other. Yeah, this one's the smaller one. So let's work on our raisins, on our raisin bread. See if I can get this better in the light. Okay. Okay, so what I had planned, and I don't think my butter's melted quite enough. I'm not going to use the rolling pin this time. Maybe it just flattens it out too much. Maybe it doesn't, but anyway, we're going to try just stretching it out. And as I said, my butter's not soft enough just to spread, so I'm just going to put, little tiny slivers of it. I think that should be adequate. We'll see. And I did say I wanted more sugar, but I'm going to take this mixture that I had already, add more sugar to it, and this is my mixture with cinnamon. Yeah. Shake that up. And I'm just going to add this to half the loaf for now. And that's the same thing that I'm going to do with the raisins. Now I'm going to go and drain these. And they are really moist. And once again, I'm just going to add a whole bunch of raisins. For the time being, just to half of this bread. That's not the end of this, though. Okay, then I'm going to fold that over. And squish it down. Seal it up. Add some more butter here. Some more sugar mixture to half of it again. Sugar and cinnamon. And the rest of my raisins. Once again, it was about a cup of raisins, a cup of dry raisins that I put here. So, fold it over again. And now I'm going to roll this up. And hopefully the raisins do stay inside the loaf. There we go. Hopefully that will not make a big cavity this time. One can never tell, but this is what I'm trying to avoid here, is the great big cavity that I created the last time from my swirl. I should have still somewhat of a swirl, perhaps. Maybe a slightly different one. But, as I said, can only try. So that's loaf number 1. And the regular loaf, pretty simple. Just flatten it out, roll it up, and turn the ends under. And we'll put these both in our loaf pan to rise for another hour. And it shouldn't take too long because they're already pretty large. Okay, my loaf pans should be ready. Yes, they are. Okay, just need to get a brush. I did put a pat of butter in these to be able to just grease this pan slightly. And I like doing that. They just absolutely fall out of these beautiful cast iron pans when I do this. Okay, so yeah, it shouldn't be long before they're ready to go in the oven, that's for sure. Okay, pan number 2. And as I said, I just put a little pat of butter and then just put them on the stove where it was warm so that it would melt. Perfect. Okay, and my raisin bread loaf. So I would say give these another hour maximum and they're ready to go in the oven. Okay, and I also finally found something worth buying at the thrift store after going to visit a few times and finding nothing. And I paid $9.99 for this, and it does lie flat, it doesn't wiggle. Okay, and what this is, although it's almost difficult to make out, is a number 8 GSW cast iron, made in Canada, number 8 pan. And yes, it's going to take a little bit of work to bring this back up, but you wouldn't believe how beautiful they can be made again. So, unfortunately, it's getting too cold, and I do want to put it in a acid bath, and it'll have to wait till the spring. Not like I don't have enough cast iron pans anyway, so that's really a non-issue, but I am thrilled to find this. It's a unique item. Antique, Canadian-made product. So, and you can tell by the handle, and yes, the logo is barely visible, and it does say cast iron pan, and I believe it's a number 8. Hard to tell, but I believe it's a number 8. So once I get this cleaned up, and actually you can see these on eBay for well over $100. So I'm thrilled to have found it. I think I'm going to become the crazy cast iron lady. Just seems to be an item that I enjoy collecting these days. And yeah, for $9.99, that's a score. So that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this video. And I will post some pictures of my raisin bread on the community channel when it's done. If I wait till it's baked for over an hour, however long it takes, and wait till it cools before I slice it, I won't be able to get a video out. So I will post something on the community channel either later on tonight or early tomorrow morning to show you what a slice of my third attempt at raisin bread looks like. Okay, this is Tony from Her Homestead Skills. Hope you enjoyed this little video, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.